All right, guys, we've got a fun one tonight. Today we're going to be talking about hypertheme. So how to create your themes, make the front end look great. So let's get started. All right, guys. So what we're going to do is this is with the assumption that you have Hyperspin installed. You can get the installation from hyperspin-fe.com, and it comes preloaded with the Hyperspin package. You'll find this in your root folder of Hyperspin. It's called Hypertheme. And what we're basically going to be doing is when we're saving our themes, your themes will essentially save within the My Themes folder. So you can see some of the themes that I've made personally. I try to keep this nice and tidy and delete them as I make them. But the Hypertheme folder will hold your My Themes folder. That's everything that you've saved. I've got a backup folder here. That was just something that I had added. There's some screenshots folder. If you want to keep track of your media as you're building them, you could place them here. So this all comes pre-loaded here. There are some instructions here. There's a Hypertheme PDF in the Hypertheme folder, and all credits go to Bad Boy Bill, just like Hyperspin. So he's got a nice tutorial of how to basically do this, but I'm going to show you guys visually speaking, and yeah, I mean, it's really easy to make a theme. It's hard to master a really good theme. I'm gonna have a shout out to Sub-Zero. He does really good work. There's a number of other users on Hyperspin that does excellent work. He's just the first one that comes to mind, and he's been around the longest from, at least from my perspective. But again, there's so many artists out there that are making great themes. You'll find those on the download section of Hyperspin. So yeah, let's get started here. So go ahead and read that Hypertheme PDF on your own time here. So I'm going to go back to the Hyperspin folder, and you're going to find that the Hypertheme exe is in that root folder. So I'm going to go ahead and open that. And once that opens, you're going to get a GUI interface of really drag and drop sort of thing. So just looking at the top left, what is highlighted is the background image. So if I push this plus sign, that's going to allow me to add a background. So you can kind of think of all of these as layers. So the background is the very first layer. So that's what you're going to throw on the canvas. And then, you're just going to start adding away. So the wheel image, I don't use whenever I'm making the themes. I don't think a lot of artists do. The ones that are being used are artwork 1, so that's the artwork that falls on top of the background, and then artwork 2, that's going to fall on top of artwork 1 and background. 3, you kind of get the picture. So 4 is going to be on the highest layer, and the background is going to be on the lowest layer. So nothing will cover artwork 4. And then we've got video. And video, as you place your borders, I believe it fits between 3 and 4. So 4 will actually lay on top of the video if you put that artwork over the top. And what I'm going to do is I've got 3 examples here. I've got a sort of a easy, a medium, and a hard theme being put together. So we're going to kind of see how this works here in a minute. We've got video overlays. Think of this as like a border around your video. You can get pretty creative. Particle effects, so if you want to get these effects happening, you'll have to have some additional video skills to make that happen. Think like smoke or something, or starry effects that would just kind of fall across the themes. So think SWF files, sort of animations. You could put background music on this. I've not actually seen them embedded into the themes that I'm aware of. There is a sound folder that I'll discuss in a later video, but you can basically add sound effects or sound in general to basically any theme, and that's at least my preferred method. I don't like to embed it in the actual theme itself. There's a sound folder. Simulate wheel, so if you want to see where the artwork is in comparison to the wheel that would display. Also simulate the special artwork that's there. And these other options I don't really mess with too much. There's animations around the videos themselves. Again, you'll kind of play around and see what you like here, but generally speaking, you're going to be messing with these first, what is it, like 6 buttons here, and you're going to be messing with some of the animations that are down at the bottom here. Next, we've got basically saving or toggle output panel. I have not really used this. You can see it just kind of zooms in here. The additional settings, so you can put your default name in here. So as you guys create your themes, it's going to tag your name and the type of theme it is. I always use the high resolution snapshot. Then we've got hyper help. Never really use that. So next is the switch directories. So by default, it's going to display all of your main themes, and you can double click on any of those and it'll ask, do you want to edit? And then do you want to close the current project you're in? You can hit yes. That's going to open up your theme. And you can see that the movie or video is not there right now. So when you're editing a theme, what you're going to want to do is just throw in a video. So I'm going to click video here, and I'm going to hit the plus sign over here. You're always going to hit the plus sign to get your stuff back, or be able to select it. And what I typically do with the video itself, I go straight to Hyperspin Media front end and then videos, and I just select my no video preview. So you can see that's where the video happens. It's smashed right in there, and yeah, it would play the video that is in your Hyperspin video folder that's associated to 005. If I wanted to switch directories, I just click it, and I click open new directory, and then I find whatever directory I want. So if I wanted to find the themes for, I don't know, I'm gonna just stop to the first official system that I see here. You're gonna see all the playlists that I've got here. It kind of clutters up the media folder, but it looks awesome when you're actually in a Hyperspin. So let's see, here we go, past one, Mattel in television. So I'm gonna hit themes, I'm gonna hit OK, and you're gonna see there's no game themes that I have for the system other than the default. And yep, so sometimes what you'll do is you'll open up a theme and it's going to say, it has artwork 1, but there's no artwork in the file. Do you want to simulate it? I always hit yes, and you can select the artwork that would be missing, and then it would just display. So yeah, it's just a way to get the theme visualized, and you basically click on any of these layers and you can kind of move things around and such. Next, we've got create new theme. I've really not done that because when you first open up Hypertheme, it's ready for the taking. You just start plugging away, and there's just other ways to basically find your themes. Off to the left here, we've got properties of the layer itself. Each one of these are going to have their own thing. The X is basically moving left to right, and Y is moving up to down. If you click on that graphic, you can drag and move it much quicker. Animation, so the duration of the animation that happens is the time. The delay is you know, when it starts making that animation. So maybe I'll just show you. So if I just click on this graphic here and I go start position and I say start from the bottom, it's going to hide itself for 0.5 seconds, and then it's going to create an animation for 1 second. And then we've got all of these animations here, and the preview of those animations are down below. So if I just kind of click each one of these, it's going to show you the animation that you know, that provides. It's sort of a preview. And then we've got resting animation. So as things fall into place, you know, where it is now, it might do an extra animation. And yeah, I'll just I'll say hover. We'll see. And you know, if I ever screw up and I need the artwork to be a different layer, so if this was layer 4 like it is here, I could say layer 1 if I wanted to switch it. So the don't include in output, this is if you were just wanting to mimic what the artwork will do. So if you've got, you know, carts or you know, box art, you could essentially load box art in here and just basically say, I don't want to include this specific box art that I just loaded. I'm going to say don't include in output. So then it'll actually display the box art for all the other games. It'll just be the placeholder of where that box art will be instead of the actual graphic that I put in there. So yeah, let's hit the preview button. So down here we've got a reset, play theme, pause theme, and stop and quit. So I'm going to hit play. You're going to notice that this graphic is going to hide and it's going to pop up within a half second. So here we go, boom, and then it's hovering. So that's the resting animation. There's another hover effect. So it's got a lot of flexibility, guys, and it's just however far you want to take this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close and reopen it, just because that's what I've always done. You could probably use some of the buttons up in the top right to get the job done. But what we've got here is, I'm going to start with Mr. Driller first. He's got the easiest, well, I took 3, let's be honest, I took 3 random main themes. So all credit goes to the original owner, I'm going to guess. One of these is from Sub-Zero, but I might be giving him more credit than he deserves, but he deserves all the credit. So Mr. Driller, so what I did is I just unzipped that zip file that you can find on HyperSync, which is a way to sync your media, or on the download of Hyperspin. So we're just going to kind of walk down the line here. So you can see all the artwork is neatly labeled. So background is what we're going to add first. So I'm going to go ahead and hit background here. Up here is background. I'm going to hit plus, and then I'm going to find this folder. So this is on my desktop, and or is it? Yep, theme artwork. And we're going to Mr. Driller, and we're going to add the background. So looking great already. We're then going to go to artwork 1. I'm going to hit the plus sign, and then I'm going to choose artwork 1. And you can click on that, you can drag it around. We're going to say artwork 2. And I'm just going to click and drag that over. I'm just kind of making it up as I go here. Artwork 3. We got a little star effect, so we might like make that animation, I don't know, go crazy here in a minute. And now we're on artwork 4. Now you don't have to have all these layers, so just a heads up. Oh, this is like a ball. Where's the ball here? It's one of these. Okay, here we go. So again, the original theme probably looks a lot better than what I'm going to be doing here. This is just for example's sake. What we're going to do is we are going to get the video in here, and sorry, gotta get to my stuff. So we're going to the front end now. The front end folder will have all of your video previews where things aren't displaying, so that's what I'm just doing. It needs to be an FLV file, you know, for it to display good. You can grab the corners and make things larger. You can, you know, add animation. We're going to do it. So I'm going to add a starting animation. I don't know. We're going to say left. We're going to say TV zoom out. And resting animation. For video, I like to keep it all the same. You have the option of making the video display underneath the wheel if it is hovering off to the left of the, or you know, on the right side of the wheel. But typically the themes videos will happen off to the left. Force aspect ratio, everything that you would think it is what it is. So that's the video. We're going to make this ball go crazy here. We're going to say, I don't know, start from the top. We'll just kind of move that to the top then. Let's see. Oh, I clicked the other one. Animation, I don't know. We're going to just say bounce. Why not? And then resting, we're going to say maybe a pulse or something. All right, so then we're going to do the star here. You know, maybe the resting animation is like a spin, and animation type could be like, I don't know, I'm using chase. I have no idea how this is going to look, guys. We're going to go start from the left, and we've got Mr. Driller there, and here we go. So we're going to hit play, and we're going to watch this thing move. We actually might make Mr. Driller just come out from the ground or something. And we'll make him kind of hover or something. So we're going to resting animation, we're going to hover, and yeah, hover horizontally. That works. Okay, so here we go. So there you go, he's hovering, star's kind of going crazy, the ball is just kind of pulsing. So if I wanted that animation to be longer, you know, I would just increase the time. So that's it, guys. The theme's pretty easy to do. So that was the first theme here. Hardest part's just getting all the artwork together, guys. So also, you guys might have seen some of the cinematic themes that people are doing. Basically, they've got a video, a full screen video that happens in the background. So, you know, I've got a lot of the cinematic themes. You know, TKO and others have created these video themes, and all it is for Hyperspin to set it up is you want to set the background. You want to hit plus sign for the background. We're going to go to the media folder that we've been playing in, and I've got a background that's basically full screen here. So that, I mean, that's really all there is to it. Is we're just making you know, a black background, if you will. And what I've got here is settings here. So you know, instead of playing around here with this you know, PNG here, you can see it's not the full screen. What I'll do is I'll include it in the description below in my mega site. But basically what this is this is basically saying we're gonna just find the video that's in your video folder, and we're just gonna overlay this over the top of your hyper theme. So we just had to throw a black background just so something's stuck, so the video would actually display. So now that there's a canvas, that video can just fill up the screen. So these are the coordinates for the video, and once you put in a video in the video theme folder, sorry, I should say video folder, the theme will pick it up. So that is the easiest thing. If you have a video, you can make a theme very quickly because there's no transitions, nothing at all. You just need a background. But you've got to have the extra skills for the creating the video. So now I know years ago, I mean maybe 6, 7 years ago, there was a really good tutorial on the Hypertheme, and it was around Moon Patrol. So what I did is I remembered that, and unfortunately when they updated the site, some of the stuff got lost in transition. So that's been lost in transition here. So I'm gonna try to relive the nostalgia here. So what we've got here is SWF files. These are animated, artworks. So basically, they just take art and they modify it. So then, just like a cartoon, you move things together by multiple frames, and it looks like it's moving. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the background. All these are animated here. So you can get an application JS. Here, we'll just let it open here. JPEXS. This is a way to modify the frames. So you can see that we've basically got a lot of frames going on here to make this artwork happen. I mean, we're talking hundreds to make something look so fancy. Yeah, so also images, you can see, I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into the SWF files here. So I'm not going to go through that for this tutorial, but I just wanted to give you a shout out of how that's happening. So we've got the background, we're going to add the artwork 1. You're going to see this just come to life here. So there's the moving target, and we're going to go artwork 2, and I don't know exactly where this goes without opening up MAME to check it out. So I'm just gonna, I'm rolling, guys. So now I'm going artwork 3. So there's the title. So the title typically goes up to the top of the screen, and we're gonna go 4 now. All right, so there's our beast. There we go. So I feel like this, yeah. All right, so I mean, you kind of get the point. So we've got a number of layers here. So I'm gonna move 2 over here, maybe. Yep, yeah, that's looking nice. So, I did none of this work, guys. All I did was place the artwork in Hypertheme. The SWF file is essentially doing all the work for me. So, if you want to really up your game with these themes, start investigating SWFs and, creating videos for your themes in general. Those are the best way to make your themes really shine. So I hope that helps, guys. When we go to finish a theme, all we've got to do is, all we got to do here is, I'm going to open this up. And it looks like my save button is no longer here, which is interesting. So I've got the most up-to-date setup here, and maybe one of my settings is not on here yet. Let's see. That, guys, I've not noticed that. So the switch directories, if you click the down arrow, we've got main menu, and my themes. Those are just the default. We've already talked about the others. So I'm going to go to additional settings. What's throwing me in for a loop, guys, is there used to be buttons here. Stop and quit. Yeah, play. Yeah. There used to be buttons here, and maybe I'll let the form know that that's missing now. But I'm going to go to additional settings, and yeah, that is bizarre, guys. So I'm not sure how we're saving themes now, which this is on the most up-to-date Hypertheme. I'm surprised we haven't seen this on the forums yet. Yeah, so there's the default directory. This is where it's all getting saved. And let's see here, guys. Yep, that looks good. Yeah, that is bizarro. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's so bizarre. So, sorry guys. I cannot really explain what just happened. I kind of want to just open it and reopen it just to see if there was just something weird with the latest update. So, yeah, no, it's there. I can't really explain that. So, basically, there's your saving. I'm gonna just roll through this real quick, just to kind of throw things together. I don't know why the save was missing, but it is looking like it's here still. Maybe it was there the whole time, guys. I don't think it was, but I'm gonna rewind the video after this is done because this is blowing my mind a little bit. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna type in the name of your theme, you know, Moon Patrol, and you know, put it in again. And when you hit save, it's going to save in your hypertheme folder. You can save this as a game theme or a main menu theme or a default. Particle I've never done, but yeah, that's it. Once you hit save theme, you can also take a screenshot here. It's preferable if you basically run the theme in Hyperspin and then take a screenshot. It's just a higher res artwork. And where you go to find your themes, you just open up Hypertheme and you go to My Themes, and it would show up there. So that is all about the themes themselves and how you create them. Good luck. I want to see some awesome themes now, guys. I know it was a brief tutorial, but you can do it. Until next time, bye.